All right, hey guys, this month again, I have an absolutely awesome slate of early release volumes from Yen Press that I'm so excited to share with you guys. Some of these I was absolutely already going to get, so I'm really excited to get in reading those. Some of these I've had a chance to read, some of them I haven't quite yet, but I want to get this video out so I can share them with you guys, let you know what's coming out from them this month, and then after the video, after you've watched, go ahead in the comments and tell me what manga you guys would like to see. Give me a few titles you'd like to see maybe me cover further in a first review kind of video that you want to know more about. Most of these will just be running through what I got this month because I can't read 10, 12, 15 books in too short of a period of time. And so I'm going to go ahead, we'll run through them. Some of these are super cool, and we'll run through them and you can see what Yen Press has to offer for this month. So I have these all separated into essentially kind of groups. So I have their normal size manga, we got some light novels, we've got some IZE Press releases. This one kind of isn't, but kind of is. We'll get there. And then their bigger edition manga. And so starting with the short manga on the top, we have the small lady, I can't even. The small animal-like lady is adored by the Ice Prince. And so the art in this one is very pretty. It's got that shoujo-esque art style to it. Looks like you're gonna have that vibe of, Prince looking for his young, oblivious, young lover. So this one does look very cute. It looks very much like high noble, high fashion kind of art. The art in this one's very pretty. I don't know what it is about the cover all the way around, but it just seems so picturesque and so lovely. I'm not quite sure exactly how to describe it, but this one just looks very cute and fun. Nothing crazy going on in this one, but a nice romance if you're looking for that, noble kind of romance story. That one will definitely be right up your alley. This one, polar opposite. Blade and Bastard. This one looks gritty as all hell. And so this is going to be dark, grungy. This one seems to follow some dungeon divers. I know it has to deal with finding some young feral child who's the only survivor of some sort of dungeon massacre. And so I think we get a team up of these two characters and the story goes from there. This one I'm really looking forward to. This one has some really lovely looking art, looks very dark, very grungy, gives that Goblin Slayer-esque vibe. I'll become a villainess who goes down... Wait, scratch all of that. That's not even half the title. Let me go back to the top and try that again. It seems turning into a high-born baddie makes the prince all the more love-struck. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. I don't know anymore how I feel about these really long titles, because everyone's just going to have to make a short version of it to talk about the series anyway. So everyone's always going to have to make a short version. So it's going to be what? I'll become, do you just go with the second half? Highborn baddie? I'll become a villainess, but that's too similar to so many other ones. It's just ridiculous. So this one seems like an isekai story. Let's see. We'll read the back together and see if I'm correct, because it just seems very isekai. Most people want to be the heroine. I mean, who wouldn't after being reincarnated in a fantasy dating game? Okay, so this one is very similar to, what's that one? I've been listening to it on audiobook from Seven Seas. The Villainous, that's also a dating game one. So maybe that was a really popular, because this one also seems like something that is more geared toward a female audience. I'm not someone who cares too much about that, because I'll read anything. I love a good trashy romance. I love a good Yuri series. I love a good romance fantasy, a normal fantasy, a high fantasy, a dark I'll go with anything. And so, if it's good. So, what's funny is she still seems very small in this one. The prince seems a little older still, but you know, a good old age gap is fine every now and then. And so this one seems like gets reincarnated, becoming the villain. We've heard it before, but the art looks great, I will say that. This is one I actually had been planning on getting all along, Days with My Stepsister. This is your typical, I think, is this the one where they were exes and they had dated or not? Let's see. Plans to remarry. Okay, so that must have been a different one. I was thinking, because I know this is so ridiculous. I know there was more than one step sibling series coming out, so. But this one seems to be more of two troubled kids, maybe, who were like, yeah, we're gonna want nothing to do with each other, leave me alone. But then to maybe actually like forming some sort of relationship and, you know, getting along. Is this going to be the step bro kind of book? I actually have no idea. I know the other one I'm thinking of definitely is. This one, I'm not so sure. But this one looks intriguing. I'm really excited to read this one for sure. And then moving on to this really big boy here. So we've got 86, but this is Operation High School. So I think this is just like I don't know if this is alternate universe or if it's just, hey, if we were in high school kind of thing. So I'm not exactly sure what's up with this one. All I know is this volume is massive. There are some really pretty color pages in here as well. Now, I don't know if this was originally 2 volumes and they put it all in one, if that's why it's so big, or if this release is just a real big boy. But if you're a fan of the 86 series, this is definitely something you're also going to want to check in on as well. All right, that's the normal size manga. We'll move on a little quicker through the light novels because those will take me forever to read. So I'm just going to mostly showcase them for you guys. If you see something you didn't know about, awesome. And so, God, the one thing I will say, light novel art is stunning. So this one's called Love and Dark. This one is beautiful. I absolutely adore the art on this one. How many lives does an assassin need to survive high school romance? Man, there's the art on the front of this one's beautiful. I just think that one looks amazing. This one caught my attention right away. In my 7th life, I met a monster princess. Again, the art is gorgeous. I just think, I don't know what it is about light novels, but they get it done. Now, one thing I will say has made me way more excited for light novels is the real introduction and picking up of audiobooks that, like, I feel like Yen Press really pioneered and is really going on right now. Because I don't always have time to sit down and read a book, but if I listen to an audiobook and I love it and it's a book I'm really enjoying listening to, I'll buy the books to have. And so I end up discovering books more through listening on like Audible. But these give me so much hope for ones that I see and go, man, I really hope this ends up on Audible so I can check it out. So when I see it in book form, it lets me know that it's out and exists, and I'll keep an eye out for it on Audible to see if it ever gets that treatment as well. This one just looks amazing. So Reign of the 7th Spellblades, Side of Fire. Like, look at this cover. These ones look awesome. Born to a family of mages, but branded a failure. Entered the magical academy, unsure of himself, incapable of properly casting a single spell, he was mocked by his peers. Yet he faced the darkness of Kimberly, made friends, and harnessed immense firepower. It looks badass. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks so cool. Sometimes I'm sad, like I don't really have a ton of time to read light novels. I do have time to sit and listen to audiobooks. That's what makes me happy about what they're doing with their audiobook lineup. But man, that just looks awesome. The Irregular at Magic High. Interesting. Right, this is really funny. I don't know. So this says the irregular at Magic High School. But it says 23 down here. This says Isolation Arc. And now I'm wondering, is this just volume 28 of a series? Which if it is, that's really funny. They must have maybe accidentally put this in, because usually they just send volume 1s because they want you to promote like new series coming out and stuff. That's kind of the point. But I mean, cool. I've never... The Irregular at Magic High School. If it is volume 23, that's shocking. I've never heard of this before. I don't think I have. It looks very pretty. So, hey, that's so funny. Oh, I remember this one. Garden of the Gods. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Springtime sweets and spirit subjugation. That sounds great. Deep in the countryside, he's left in charge of a terrifying house overflowing with evil spirits, or at least until his extraordinary ability cleared them all out. Interesting. So this one, I mean, this one looks like it... I know they aren't ferrets. You can kind of see them in the back there. I know they aren't ferrets, but they're close enough to where I instantly love them. Like, I just instantly love those things. I don't know what they are. That looks like Squirtle. I know. It looks like Squirtle and, oh, what's Turtwig's final evolution? Torterra? It looks like a Blastoise and a Torterra. Maybe get some cross pollination going on. Alright, so moving on to the IZE press, which are always so stunning. So Beware the Villainess, more villainous books. It is really interesting to see how trends go. Obviously, the villainous trend is massively popular. I'm assuming it's massively popular with the female audience. Now, obviously, anyone can like it. I've read and listened to several villainous series from several manga publishers. But I do just find it fascinating because it's not like something that I am like, ooh, crazy, this is my new fixation. Like some other, like a Monster Girl series. Like if it's Monster Girl, I'm there. I'm reading it. No questions asked. And I really do wonder if like the villainous series are that way for a certain demographic. And so I just find that really interesting. So if you're looking for another villainous series to add to your collection, this one looks beautiful. Like I just can't get over, I never will get over these IZE presses and how beautiful they are on the inside. So pretty. Red flags everywhere. When a college student wakes up in the body of the villainess of a romance novel. Very interesting. So there's always lots of like, in the video game, in a romance novel. I wonder if like isekais are geared more towards like men and boys. And it's usually like video game, you know, like old or like just a fantasy world. And I find that a lot of the villainous books are also video games, but they're different kinds of games, or they're like romance books. Like I find that very interesting. It's a really kind of like cool like dichotomy. Now this one, SSS Class Revival Hunter. Again, this book weighs 1,000,000 pounds. It's crazy. It looks brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is one I have a feeling would probably be a great one to do a single volume review on. But again, like that guy just looks badass. This has got an older teen rating on it. Some people are born lucky, chosen to receive power and riches beyond imagination. But Kim, he's a total loser with completely useless ability, duplicating other skills, that is, after they kill him. But after giving up until he witnesses the strongest hunter in the world and his idol, Flame Emperor, committing murder and is slaughtered in cold blood. But who knew his former idol was hiding just the skill he needed to turn his fortune around? Now practically unstoppable, sets out to take revenge and climb his way back to the top. That's very solo leveling coded. Like, insanely solo leveling coded. So interesting. People really like solo leveling. So if you're looking for a solo, if you love solo leveling, that one seems absolutely right up your alley. This one was really interesting. So this one is The Three Body Problem, the comic edition. So I'm assuming this is a Korean book that was made into a comic. It's a different kind of release, it seems like. It's labeled a Yen Press release, but it's very interesting. I don't know, because it's not like your typical manga style, so this one's really different. And so I really need to look up. I'll be interesting, like, you guys can let me know in the comments if this one was like an actual like book maybe in Korea, because I'm assuming this is a Korean book, but that's just kind of my theory. Here's one of the ones I was most excited about when I opened up the mail. So we have When the Villainess Seduces the Main Heroine. This book looks steamy. Like, the art, I love the art in this book. The way they draw the villainess, she is gorgeous. Like, she's stunning, like constantly stunning. And also, I'm just gonna say, like, I love the whole back as well of the book. It looks really good. And so I think this, again, doesn't seem like the most in-depth book, but I mean, I'm just gonna, don't tell YouTube, okay? Don't tell YouTube. But there's a lot, from what I've read of this one so far, because I have read some of this one, there's lots of the main heroine just chilling in her breasts. Just like, I live here now, which I can't blame her. I mean, hey, if you win the lottery, I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? When in Rome, when with the seductive villainess, you let yourself be seduced. That's just kind of how it goes. So this one seems a bit more of this one's interesting. You've got, again, your villainess, but this one, I'm very curious who buys a book like this more, men or women, or if it's more split with a series like this that's got more of a sexual like lean to it. I don't know. It's very fascinating. This is absolutely the cream of the crop of this haul. This book is stunning. I've already recorded a single volume review for this one in particular. I will show you here. I won't go over too much of it because you can check out the other review I'm going to have up of it later as well. But the color in this one makes this book absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite Yuri books I've read in a long time. I just loved it from cover to cover. The music element I really relate to. The characters are absolutely a joy to like read about and follow. It's like this Yuri story about this girl who's convinced that the guy at the music store is a guy, and they both have a real connection with music, but lo and behold, it's not a guy. It's actually the girl that sits next to her in class, who's trying to hide the fact that this really pretty, popular girl sitting next to her thinks she's a boy when she's at work. So it's just been really fun. Really love this one to pieces. And then we have Is the Order a Rabbit to round ourselves off. Correct me if I'm wrong, this was an anime from quite a while ago, I believe. This one's more of your like panel manga, so square and lines up and down. I don't know why I said that instead of just showing you. But very cute, gives that K-On! Vibe. And, you know, the same kind of format as well. So this one looks super cute, super moe. So into that, like, super cute lolly moe characters, this one's definitely is also going to be right up your alley. But alright guys, well I hope you really enjoyed that quick review of some of the early releases for October for Yen Press. Thanks a whole bunch to them for sending me these books to review and share with you guys. I had a blast doing it, and I hope to do it again in November. Bye!